Hello everyone, my name is Loko and welcome to some more StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm. Today I'm playing another live game for you and it is going to be once again a Zerg vs Zerg. Now by the time you guys are watching this, I know that the map pool has already been changed, but I'm recording this a couple of games in advance, or a couple of days in advance. Just to make sure that I have some videos around Christmas time as well. So yes, I am still playing this in the current season, but nope, it is not on the most recent map pool changes that they have actually announced yesterday. I'm just recording this a little bit in advance, so in case you were wondering why I'm still playing the old maps, definitely not doing it for fun. Definitely not doing it for fun. But anyways, let's jump into this one. Now in the previous Zerg vs Zerg that I played, I was gonna go for a little bit of cheese, okay? So I feel in this game I should be playing a little bit more macro. And maybe go ahead and... what should we do? Should we play Muta or should we play Roach? I think this is one of the few Roach maps that you can still, you know, actively play Roach on because the rush distance is relatively small. So I'm sort of feeling that I should be going for maybe 2 base Roaches, something like that. Maybe pull into... yeah. Okay, let's do that. Pull into Hatch, into Gasless Roach. Let's go, okay? Because I think even if I open up with a gasless build, my opponent still needs to knock down those rocks if he wants to take a third base efficiently, right? And going for a pull first will, you know, will allow us to be safe early game. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be executing the early or the easy Zerg build order. I will leave that as the very first link right below that like button if you aren't already aware of the build that I'm using. And it's a build that you could execute literally in every single league and every single matchup. Obviously, when you play at the higher leagues, you're gonna have to, you know, sort of scout out what your opponent is doing or whatnot, but I would highly recommend to check that build out if you haven't already. But here we go, gotta go for a hatchery on the low ground right here as well. And I'm gonna be getting a queen as soon as I can, but first, I'll be getting an overlord. Gonna send the third overlord straight to his third base. Just a nice little way, and my opponent actually turns out to be cheesing. Alright, so I should be safe. I should be safe in this situation. Just gotta make sure that I don't cancel my natural, don't really have any use for that. But I'm gonna be starting up a bunch of Zerglings. And I'm gonna be starting up a Spine Crawler here as well. That one is always going to be useful. And I'm gonna be starting a Queen or another set of Zerglings. Yeah, there we go. He's actually taking down my hatchery first, which is interesting, not gonna lie. Gonna be getting a Zergling or a Queen right now as well. I'm gonna try and just ward off these Zerglings. I don't know if he's playing Banelings or anything like that. He could be doing either, to be honest. I'm not really too worried about this though. I think he's gonna look to expand. I think he's looking to expand a little bit. I think he is. I can obviously cancel this base. Ugh. Well, if I don't have to, I won't. It doesn't really matter at this point anyway. Like, my opponent has already wasted a lot of economy into this. Alright, there we go. Did manage to take that base out. Send this guy to the low ground, and I'm gonna use my Zerglings for a counter attack. Now I hope my opponent didn't actually, you know, send like another group of Zerglings. That would be kind of annoying. But I'm gonna be starting a bunch more queens, and I'm gonna try and get back to the schedule. Now I'm gonna start my double gas when I hit 36 supply, okay? So 36 supply is when I'm gonna start another gas guy or double gas geysers, and until then I'm just gonna try and squeeze out 4 queens. Let's see if my opponent got a natural though. I don't know if he did. He actually didn't. He doesn't have a natural yet. That means we're in a great position. Just need to make sure that I don't lose this hatchery. So I'm actually gonna save up energy right now, which is weird. I am aware of that, but I'm gonna save up energy right now just to make sure that I get this thing up. And I'm gonna be spreading creep right here so I can make a wall off, so my base doesn't die. There we go. Gonna start the double gas in the main base. Walk this guy to the low ground as well, and I'm actually gonna start another gas. Oh, not a queen. I don't care. We're gonna go up to 5 queens here. I need to play defensive. I'm at a huge advantage anyway, so I might as well try and, you know, get a victory. Gonna set up the wall off earlier than I normally would. Simply because, well, I'm already very low right there in the amount of HP that my hatchery has. And I need to keep that in mind. Gotta be able to complete the wall pretty early. And with that hole in the wall, I can obviously put 1 queen in there. Gonna be starting a Roach Warren right here as well. And make sure there's only 1 hole right there. So I'm pretty sure this is the only little area where you can go to right now. Yeah. So this should, in theory, keep that hatchery alive. Right now, what I'm gonna do is just make non-stop workers. Non-stop workers. Transfuse right there. Obviously gonna start a lair as well. But we need more workers. Worker. Work, work. Alright, let's see if my opponent started a hatchery after all. I would imagine he did. If he didn't... Oh my god, he didn't. He didn't? Alright, that's a bit strange. So right here is a good example of where I have to deviate the build order. Because I'm gonna make a couple of roaches here. My opponent is pretty much guaranteed to go for an all-in at this point. He doesn't have a hidden base or anything like that. I would be very surprised if he does. Already have a lot of queens out. Gonna be connecting my bases with creep just in case. Like I would be so confused if my opponent goes for quick mutas here. But I got 5 queens, which can deal with that just fine. And you know, I'm just gonna make sure that I have a little bit of an army in case my opponent does move out, which he is going to do inevitably. I do have a superior economy no matter what, which is nice. Gonna be starting +1 armor. Already got the double upgrades going up right now as well, which is a nice little advantage. But I'm just trying to play this out as safe as I possibly can. I don't really know what my opponent really wants to go, for, but either way. Let's do a little bit of scouting around. Flying this overseer, see what he's up to. And just in case, I'm gonna put an overlord right there as well, if he's gonna like nidus me or something random like that. Let's have a look. Still making more and more workers. He does have a lot of queens. That definitely does indicate a nidus. As long as he doesn't get it up, I'll win. Now, I do have full vision. So it should be an easy cleanup, right? I'm just a bit confused. Do you think he has like another base somewhere? No, there's no way, right? I mean, it's not gonna be a Zergling all in. Yeah, there we go. Where is it? Alright, my opponent is right here. Oh, he's having... Oh! Oh, wow, he's going for the swarm hosts. Interesting. We can kill that, though. Ideally, I'd wait a little bit longer. Just so I can actually get some extra units out, but... Trying to use the transfuse here. And yeah, this is never going to work. Just need to keep on moving forward here. At least I don't think it's gonna work. I mean, I would be surprised if it works, but who knows? Let's kill the Nidus just in case. And it looks like my opponent is dead. Right? That was a nice little effort though. I mean, it wasn't really a close defense either, but... I mean, we just needed to jump on there. If he gets too many Swarmhouse out, we lose. But right now, we should be in a great position. Gonna use him for mining once more, or her rather. Get a couple more workers here just in case, but my opponent still does not have a natural, so there's no way. I can start +2 attack, but I think I can just finish it off right here. Oh wow. That's a little bit annoying. But we are meanwhile dealing with the base. Alright. Did he just walk into the Nidus network? I don't know if he did. This is so weird. Alright. Do I have still any queens? I do. Which is nice. It's funny how he's still in the game, though. It's really interesting. Because when you think about it, he really doesn't have very much. Not that I have a whole lot, to be honest, but I got a whole lot more. Alright. Gotta be careful. If I overextend, we can still lose. Which is the funny thing. Alright, gonna get some burrow here, and I'm also gonna get burrow movement in my Roach Warren. Get her. And as long as he doesn't expand, I mean, we're fine. Alright, here we go, here we go. Gonna snipe down the Nidus and just wait for my Overseers to pop, and he says GG. Sweet. So we did manage to squeeze out a victory right there. Very awkward game. Even though we tried playing macro, I guess the one thing you can take away from this one is that when you are trying a build order, just always try and get back to the original plan, okay? I've coached a lot of people in StarCraft, and most of the people that I've been coaching, whenever they have a plan before they start a game, and they get thrown off of it, they basically start doing all kinds of weird shit. Like, I could have gone for like a Mutalisk follow-up or something random like that, right? Which would have been a viable option, but that wasn't the original plan, and my build wouldn't have been fitting in there very well. So, the one thing I would do if I were you is when you are playing StarCraft, have a plan, stick to your plan, and go from there. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to see more, as well as Legacy of the Void footage, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And other than that, I want to thank you guys all for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, and I'll see you in the next one.